Marcus checked his phone again. His college friend just posted another vacation photo. Bali, business class, 5th trip this year. Marcus had known him since they were both broke students sharing a tiny apartment. Same city, same starting point, same age. But somehow, completely different lives. Marcus closed the app and stared at his ceiling. What is he doing that I'm not? What does he know that I don't? Why does it come so easy to him and feel so impossible to me? He wasn't lazy. He worked harder than anyone he knew. He was at his desk before everyone else, left after everyone else. And yet, nothing seemed to move. The story begins. Marcus grew up in a small apartment with his parents and grandmother. His father worked at a factory, 6 days a week, every week, for 30 years. His mother cleaned offices at night so Marcus could go to a decent school. They never complained. They never stopped. And what Marcus learned, without anyone ever saying it out loud, was this: life is hard, money is scarce, and you earn every penny through suffering. That lesson went deep. So deep, he didn't even know it was there. When he grew up and started working, he worked exactly the way his parents had. Hard, exhausting, without joy. And when things didn't work out, he just worked harder. More hours, more effort, more suffering. Because that's what you do. Without pain, there is no gain, except there was never really any gain. The first crack. One evening, Marcus met an old professor for coffee. The professor was in his 70s, relaxed, happy. Marcus asked him, "How did you build such a good life?" The professor smiled. "I never worked a day in my life," he said. Marcus laughed. "That's not true. You wrote 12 books." "Yes," said the professor, "and I loved every page." Marcus went quiet, because he realized he had never once loved what he was doing. He had chosen his career the way you choose medicine when you have a headache, not because you want it, because you need it to stop hurting. He had chosen stability, safety, the opposite of his childhood fear. But fear, it turns out, is a terrible business partner. What nobody tells you about money. Here is the thing about people who make money easily. It's not luck, it's not connections, it's not talent. It's something much simpler and much harder to see. They don't think about money the way Marcus did. Marcus thought, I need to work hard to deserve money. They think, I do what I love and money follows. Marcus thought, if I'm not suffering, I'm not trying hard enough. They think, if I'm suffering, I'm doing something wrong. Marcus thought, what if I fail? What if I lose everything? They think, what if I don't even try? Same world, completely different minds. And that difference, that gap in thinking, is worth more than any diploma, any contact, any lucky break. The real problem. Marcus went to see a psychologist, not because he thought he needed one, because he had run out of other ideas. In their first session, the psychologist asked him something unexpected. What did you want to be when you were 10 years old? Marcus laughed. A musician. What happened? My parents said it wasn't a real job. And you believed them? Silence. I still believe them, Marcus said quietly. The psychologist nodded. That's the problem. You're not making decisions about your life. Your parents' fear is making decisions for you. And their fear was real. For their time. For their world. But it's not your world anymore. Marcus stared at the floor. 30 years of choices made by someone else's voice in his head. He came home that night and walked past the piano. Like he did every night, it stood in the corner of the room, covered in dust, covered in forgotten dreams. He had bought it 7 years ago, full of hope, full of plans. And then life happened. Bills, deadlines, responsibilities, and the piano just waited. He stopped, put his hand on the keys, pressed one note. It rang out in the quiet apartment like a question he had been avoiding for years. When did you stop? He sat down. He didn't think about whether he was good enough. He didn't think about whether anyone would listen. He didn't think about money or time or what his parents would say. He just played. First slowly, then faster. Old melodies came back like old friends he had forgotten he missed. His shoulders dropped, his jaw unclenched, his breathing slowed. And somewhere around the second hour, he started to cry, not from sadness, from recognition. This is me. This is who I actually am. He had spent 30 years being someone else, someone responsible, someone practical, someone safe, and it had cost him everything, except the one thing money can't buy, the feeling of being alive. The turning point. That night, Marcus sat at his piano for the first time in years. He didn't perform, he didn't record, he didn't monetize. He just played, and for 2 hours, he forgot to be afraid. He forgot to check his bank account. He forgot to compare himself to anyone. He forgot to wonder if he was good enough. He was just there, present, alive. And the next morning, for the first time in years, he woke up and actually wanted to go to work, not his current work, something new, something that scared him in a completely different way, not the fear of failure, the fear of finally trying. What actually changed? Marcus didn't quit his job the next day. He wasn't stupid, but he started doing one small thing differently. Every day, 1 hour, he spent doing something he actually loved, not for money, not for results, just because he loved it. And slowly, almost without noticing, things began to shift. He started a small music project on the side. Then people started asking him to teach, then to compose for small videos, then for bigger ones. Nothing dramatic, nothing overnight, just the slow, quiet miracle of doing what you love consistently until the world starts paying attention. The ending. So why does money come easily to some people and not others? It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not who your parents were or where you grew up. It's this. People who earn easily act from desire. People who struggle act from fear. And fear is exhausting. It takes everything you have and gives back very little. Desire is energizing. It multiplies effort. It makes hard work feel light. So here's your one question for today. Are you doing what you're doing because you want to, or because you're afraid of what happens if you don't? You don't have to change everything tomorrow. But notice the answer, because that answer is where everything begins.